How to form the German past participle, the so-called PP. How do you know if you have to add a T at the end or a EN? When to add a GE in the beginning, when in the middle, and why is there sometimes no GE? Let's talk about das Partizip 2, the past participle, or in German also called Partizip Perfekt. After this video, you're gonna know how to form the PP for regular verbs, irregular verbs. We're gonna do example sentences together so you can practice along with me. Of course, a bonus tip about something you might have never seen in your textbook before. Fangen wir an. Hallo and welcome back to Your German Teacher. I hope you have a wonderful day. In case we haven't met, guten Tag, ich heiße Luzi. Let's start right away with regular verbs, regelmäßige Verben. And when it comes to the formation of regular verbs, you have to consider 4 different kind of verbs. Nummer 1 sind regelmäßige Verben, the normal regular verbs, which are the most common one. Nummer 2 sind Verben auf ieren, verbs ending with ieren. Nummer 3 sind trennbare Verben. Trennbare Verben sind separable verbs, meaning you have a prefix and a verb. And we also have untrennbare Verben, meaning they also have a prefix, but you don't have to separate those verbs. Nummer 1, regelmäßige Verben. The rule is GE plus Verbstamm plus T. Was ist ein Verbstamm? What is this Verbstamm? If you have the normal verb, for example, machen, you have these en endings. In most verbs, you have an en ending in the infinitive form. Now you cut this en and then you just have this Verbstamm, the verb stem. This you need also, for example, for the present tense conjugation. You take the Verbstamm and then you just add the endings, e, st, t, and so on. All right, let's look at this in more detail. Machen, again, the verb. So Verbstamm is, you know this already, mach. So the PP would be GE plus Verbstamm plus T becomes gemacht. Gemacht. Oder das Verb sagen. Sagen heißt to say. Also a regular verb. Verbstamm sag. Partizip ist gesagt. Gesagt. Oder das Verb hören. Hören heißt to hear or listen. Verbstamm ist hör. Das Partizip ist gehört. Gehört. Machen wir ein paar Beispiele. Zuerst mit machen. Ich habe die Hausaufgaben gemacht. I have done the homework. Was hast du gesagt? Was hast du gesagt? What did you say? A common question. Lisa hat das Fahrrad nicht gehört. Lisa hat das Fahrrad nicht gehört. She didn't hear the bicycle. Now let's look at a special kind of verbs. Verbstamm mit T, D oder M at the end of the verb stem. They have a special rule. And this is GE plus Verbstamm plus ET. And there you have to add this E. Zum Beispiel das Verb arbeiten. Arbeiten, to work. And you see im Verbstamm there is a T at the end. Therefore, you need to add a E in the PP. Gearbeitet. Oder das Verb baden. Baden heißt to take a bath or swim. So in Verbstamm, you have this D at the end. Therefore, the PP, you also have to add this E. It would be gebadet. Gebadet. Or the verb atmen. Atmen heißt to breathe. And here you can see as well in Verbstamm, you have this M. And therefore you have to add this E, so the PP would be geatmet. Geatmet. Machen wir ein paar Beispiele mit gearbeitet. Gestern hat Peter nicht gearbeitet. Yesterday Peter didn't work. Die Kinder haben im See gebadet. Die Kinder haben im See gebadet. The children took a bath in the lake. Und ich habe durch den Mund geatmet. Ich habe durch den Mund geatmet. I was breathing through my mouth. You can also durch die Nase atmen oder durch den Mund atmen. Nummer 2, regelmäßige Verben auf ieren. And here the rule is Verbstamm plus T. You see there is no GE. Zum Beispiel das Verb telefonieren. Telefonieren heißt to call with somebody, to make a phone call with somebody. The verb stem is telefonier, also das Partizip ist telefoniert, Oder das Verb studieren, to studieren heißt to study. Verbstamm ist studier, so the PP would be studiert. Beispiele, telefoniert, gerade habe ich mit Oma telefoniert. Gerade ist es I just was on a phone call with grandmother. Oder die Frage, was hast du studiert? What did you study? And here again, this is important. A common mistake from students, from German learners, when you ask or when you use the verb studieren, then it's just about studying something at the university. So the question, was hast du studiert, would be, what is your major? You cannot say, heute Nachmittag studiere ich ein Buch. This afternoon I study a book. In English it's possible, but in German you have to use the verb lernen to learn something. Nummer 3, trennbare Verben, separable verbs. And here the rule is Präfix is prefix, plus ge, plus Verbstamm, plus t. Zum Beispiel das Verb mitspielen. Spielen heißt to play along, to play with somebody. Spielen is a regular verb, therefore the whole thing is regular. Der Verbstamm ist Spiel, and the prefix doesn't belong to the Verbstamm. So the Partizip would be prefix mit gespielt. Oder das Verb anmachen. Anmachen heißt to turn on something. Again, machen, a regular verb, therefore the whole thing is regular. Das Verbstamm ist mach, same like before. So the Partizip would be angemacht. Beispiele. Leider habe ich nicht mitgespielt. Unfortunately, I didn't play in this game or with these guys. Angemacht, hast du den Ofen angemacht? Did you turn on the oven? Nummer 4, untrennbare Verben, inseparable verbs. And here the rule is Präfix plus Verbstamm plus t. And you see again there is no GE. Zum Beispiel das Verb besuchen. Besuchen heißt to visit. Verbstamm ist such. So the whole PP would be besucht. Oder das Verb zerstören. Zerstören heißt to destroy something. Verbstamm ist stör. Partizip ist zerstört. And now you might ask, hey Luzi, also, how do I know if a prefix is inseparable and which prefixes are separable? And therefore, there is this video here on top. You can click on it and watch it later. It's all about trennbare Verben, and there I'm also going to explain the differences between the prefixes, which prefixes are separable and which are not. Gut, machen wir Beispiele. Besucht, zum Beispiel, letzte Woche habe ich Lisa besucht. Last week I visited Lisa. Oder das Feuer hat die Häuser zerstört. Das Feuer hat die Häuser zerstört. The fire destroyed the houses. Unregelmäßige Verben, irregular verbs. And here as well we have 4 different kind of verbs. Again, unregelmäßige Verben, the normal ones. Then we have Verben mit Vokalwechsel. Vokalwechsel is a change of the vowel. We have trennbare Verben again and also untrennbare Verben. Fangen wir an mit Nummer 1, unregelmäßige Verben. And here the rule is GE plus Verbstamm plus EN. This is important. Huh? You see the GE plus Verbstamm is actually the same like for regular verbs, but the ending is EN. It's not T, it's EN. Zum Beispiel das Verb sehen. Sehen heißt to see, irregular verb. Verbstamm ist seh. Partizip ist gesehen. Oder das Verb lesen. Lesen heißt to read something. Verbstamm ist geles. And here also PP is gelesen. Gelesen. Und das letzte, fahren. Fahren heißt to drive or to go. Also irregular verb. Verbstamm ist fahr, Partizip, gefahren, gefahren. Machen wir ein paar Beispiele. Ich habe gestern einen Film gesehen. Ich habe gestern einen Film gesehen. Yesterday I watched a movie. Oder hast du das Buch schon gelesen? Hast du das Buch schon gelesen? Have you already read this book? Oder fahren. Hans ist mit dem Bus gefahren. Hans took the bus. Hans drove with the bus. Now, Verben mit Vokalwechsel. Number 2 type is Verben mit Vokalwechsel. And here the rule is GE plus XYZ plus EN. Why XYZ? Because the verb stem actually changes. So you cannot say, okay, plus verb stem because this verb stem changes. Let's look at this in an example. We have the verb singen. Singen is a irregular verb. Verbstamm is sing. Partizip is gesingen. Not really, it is gesungen. Gesungen. And here you see this U, this I becomes a U, so das ist ein Vokalwechsel, a change of the vowel. Next one, helfen. Helfen, to help. Der Verbstamm is helf, so the PP will be gehelfen. Again, no, it is geholfen. Geholfen, so this E becomes a O. Again, a Vokalwechsel. And another one, sterben. Sterben heißt to die. Sterb ist der Verbstamm. Partizip, gesterben. Nein, auch nicht. Es ist gestorben. Gestorben. So, you see, there is nothing I can help you with, actually. That's because it's irregular verbs. And irregular verbs is just something, there's so many irregularities, as it's already called, as it's already in the name. Therefore, always, the best thing is, write your own list. Make a list with irregular verbs. Because there's not too many. There's in total about 200. And in A1, there's around 60. A2 has around 40. So A1 and A2 together is only around 100 verbs. But they are mostly very important. That's why, especially in the beginning, you come across a lot of irregular verbs and you think, oh, this is so many. It is not. At the end, it is not too many. And making a list, writing it down with the conjugation in present tense, because they're mostly also irregular in the present tense, and always add the PP Partizip together. Make this list. It's really going to help you to improve, to learn German. But I'm going to help you as well. You're not going to be alone. I have a video up here. It's all irregular verbs for A1 level. All right, back to the topic. 2 examples. Examples mit gesungen. Zum Beispiel, Carla hat sehr schön gesungen. Carla sang beautifully. Geholfen, hat dir das Video geholfen? Hat dir das Video geholfen? I hope so. Did this video help you? If not, let me know down in the comments. Gestorben, Bach ist vor 270 Jahren gestorben. Bach ist der Musiker, Komponist, and the composer, musician, Johann Sebastian Bach, and he died 270 years ago. Trennbare Verben, Nummer 3. Hier Präfix plus GE plus Verbstamm, and again not T plus EN, because it's for irregular verbs. Zum Beispiel anrufen. Anrufen heißt to call somebody. Ruf ist der Verbstamm, Partizip ist angerufen. Angerufen. Oder das Verb abfahren. Abfahren heißt to leave, to depart. Fahr ist der Verbstamm, Partizip ist abgefahren. Abgefahren. Zum Beispiel, wer hat dich gerade angerufen? Wer hat dich gerade angerufen? Who did just call you? A question you might have asked already. Somebody which is close to you. A common jealous question from boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, all of them. Das nächste, abgefahren. Der Bus ist gerade abgefahren. Der Bus ist gerade abgefahren. The bus just left. Nummer 4, untrennbare Verben, also for irregular verbs. Die Regel ist Präfix plus Verbstamm plus en. Infinitiv zum Beispiel vergessen, vergessen, to forget. Verbstamm guess, guess. So das Partizip ist vergessen, vergessen. Oder bestehen, bestehen. Bestehen heißt zum Beispiel to pass something, if it comes together with exam. Steh, steh ist der Verbstamm. Partizip ist bestehen. Nein, it's bestanden. It's bestanden. And here, I just want to tell you, it's like this again, it's irregular verbs. There is always, of course, you also have Vokalwechsel, this Vokalwechsel for separable, inseparable verbs. It doesn't matter. So again, make a list. One more reason to make a list, because here as well you see this irregularity. It's just worth doing. Beispiele, vergessen. Ich habe den Schlüssel vergessen. Ich habe den Schlüssel vergessen. I forgot the key. Oder Martha hat die Prüfung bestanden. Martha hat die Prüfung bestanden. Martha passed the exam. Zusammenfassung, just a little quick. I'm not going to summarize all rules, but most important thing, which is a takeaway from this video, I hope if you have regular verbs, and you can see here all these PP, it doesn't matter if it's a normal one, a separable one, or an inseparable one, they all have this T at the end. Regelmäßige Verben, das Partizip hat ein T am Ende. There is a T at the end for the PP of regular verbs. And on the other hand, irregular verbs, gefahren, angerufen, bestanden, also different types of verbs. And here, but you see one thing they have in common, it's this en. There are exceptions for the irregular verbs. Of course, there are exceptions, there are always some exceptions. But almost all of them, they have this en at the end of the PP. Bonus-Tipp. Bonus-Tipp is für regelmäßige Verben. Now you saw the rules, 4 rules before. It's 4, so I'm gonna give you one, just one, and that's the secret sauce, which helps you to build the PP for all these type of rules. We take the normal verb conjugation in present tense. With the example kaufen, kaufen, to buy something, is a regular verb. Now, what you have to concentrate on is actually just the third person singular conjugation, sie, es, kauft. And then what do you have to do? You add a ge, and voila, you have the PP, you have das Partizip 2. Let's look at type number 2, Verben mit td und m im Verbstamm. You see here in the infinitive, this T is in yellow. This means the verb stem has this T, which has this annoying additional E in Partizip. But again, if you just look at the present tense conjugation, again, third person singular, then you see there is always this E, there is already included. So again, you just add GE, and voila, again, you have the PP already. So you see this E is already included. Let's look at Verben auf ieren. Verben auf ieren. This is actually even simpler. You just take the third person singular conjugation, sie, es studiert, and this is already it. That's also the PP. Also for untrennbare Verben, inseparable verbs, zum Beispiel besuchen, sie, es besucht, and here as well, you already have the PP. So always this third person singular conjugation in present tense will help you to kind of make shortcuts to build the PP. Vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen. I hope you learned something. I'm sorry it was a little bit long, but now you have all the rules and tips and tricks for formation of PP. Bis zum nächsten Mal. Auf Wiedersehen. Alles Gute. Bis bald. Tschüss. Ciao, ciao und bye bye.